An Iceland volcano about to blow. What about Yellowstone? Hello, this is Chart GPT today. Yeah, on the news you probably have been hearing about a volcano about to blow in Iceland. Exact location there is Mount, and I'm not even going to pronounce it. You can see there on the screen another volcano. Some really horrific pictures about how cracks in the earth crust there is forming several feet wide. Obviously the elevation has changed. Sinkholes, all kinds of stuff. Kind of a pictorial of what's the volcanic areas and the seismic activity, because it's on a tectonic plate called the Mid-Atlantic Range. So you can see that it's all over Iceland. Probably the whole island was at one time formed by these volcanoes. You can see the tectonic plates there. The last volcanic eruption in Iceland was in 2010. It sparked the worst air travel disruption since World War II. About 20 countries closed their airspace, affected about 10 million travelers. I hope you remember that. About 12-13 years ago. UK alone, 13 travel firms collapsed during the summer of 2010 because they couldn't satisfy their customers. About 80 million pounds, so that's what, about 100 million, which is not a huge, but it did last a month and disrupted a lot of other businesses, probably knock-on business we don't know about. So there's potential that if this thing blows, another situation could occur. I guess it's the dust, the volcanic ash can do that, affect the engines in the jet aircraft. It can also maybe affect the climate change, maybe make things colder. If you put clouds, volcanic ash in the air, it circles around so you don't know where it's going. Here's kind of a map, a long historical map. You can see the hot spots, and of course, even though Iceland is a hot spot, the bigger hot spots are in Indonesia, kind of in that area down by Australia, and guess what? Yellowstone. Yellowstone is actually a national park in the U.S., and it's had some quite horrific past. So we kind of wonder, well, everybody's wondering, well, they always hear these murmurings about a caldera could explode one day and knock out the whole northwestern part of the U.S. Oh my goodness. Here's kind of a historical view of volcanoes that have been active per year. It's kind of interesting that it's been rising gradually. Why is that? Is it because we just know better, or is it actual true data? That's you can check out the description links and the post link to see whether or not you think that's true or false, but they've been steadily rising for some reason. Kind of in a past situation, countries with the most active volcanoes: Indonesia, Japan, and guess what? The U.S. Remember Mount St. Helens? And then it goes down from there quite rapidly. So U.S. is in focus when it comes to volcanoes. Of course, the most deadly was in the Philippines, maybe because of the way people are positioned around the volcano and preparedness. So in Indonesia, Guatemala, and Congo, and Japan. So we take a look at that. We also have, volcanoes is a unique natural hazard. You tend to get warning, and they last a long time, months to years, which is different than other natural disasters. So it's something to think about. I mean, we seem to have a kind of a perfect storm of crises. All we need now is a volcano to disrupt global air traffic around the world. So what about Yellowstone? Well, they're telling us, and again you can check out the links, the average of about 725,000 years between eruptions. And so by that calculation, we still got 100,000 years to go. Yellowstone doesn't have to erupt. It can just be a huge lava flow for something that occurred 70,000 years ago. And the molten, they say, is only 5 to 15%, so they're basically saying don't worry. But on the other hand, should we worry? Do they know what they're doing? Check out the AI in terms of the success rate, in terms of, or the uncertainty rate of how predictions of volcanoes can be or not be. Check that out and take our online poll. Do you think there'll be a major eruption in the next year or two that will disturb global events? We shall see. Don't forget to subscribe.